From a falling cow landing on top of you, causing you internal bleeding, to a jockey that died in the middle of a horse race, we take a look at 10 of the dumbest deaths in history.
Number 10.
Death by beer flood. When a large beer tower broke and spilled over 323,000 gallons of beer onto city streets, some emerged from the pandemonium worse for the wear. 8 people died from drowning, injury, and drunkenness. Others were having a much better time. The city became crazed with the supply of free beer, with people bringing cups and pots to scoop up the free drink. Victims of a local hospital were injured when they smelled the beer, became convinced that it was being served to other parts of the building, and scrambled to join in on the fun.
Number 9.
Death by immortality potion. No one in history has tried harder to cheat death than China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. He reportedly sent armies of youngsters across the world to search for immortal men who could spill some secrets. He grew to believe that mercury was a miracle substance, but unfortunately for the old emperor, mercury didn't make him immortal, it made him dead. He was on a tour of his empire when he was poisoned, and to keep the news of his death hushed up until a political strategy could be plotted, Qin Shi Huang's body was transported back to China in a carriage full of dead fish to disguise the smell.
Number 8.
Death by laughter. If you're prone to fits of laughter, you might want to be careful. In 206 BC, Greek philosopher Chrysippus reportedly laughed himself into the grave after getting a donkey drunk and watching it eat figs. Still chuckling, he said, "Now give the donkey a drink of pure wine to wash down the figs." And apparently these were his last words, because he never stopped laughing after that.
Number 7.
Death by beard. Hans Stinninger's one great pride was his 4.5-foot long beard, a record at the time. The beard measured 4.5 feet and usually kept rolled up in a leather pouch. It was his crowning achievement in facial hair growth that brought about his death. While rushing from a fire in 1567, Hans tripped over his beard and broke his neck. He lived for his beard and he died for it.
Number 6.
Death by carrot juice. Basil Brown in 1974 started drinking carrot juice over a gallon per day. Combined with his apparent addiction to vitamin tablets, he consumed over 70 million units of vitamin A in 10 days. After a while, his skin reportedly turned yellow. The autopsy report apparently cited cirrhosis of the liver as the cause of death, but we all know what really killed him: an unhealthy love of carrot juice.
Number 5.
Death by Nintendo Wii. When the Wii first came out in 2006, most of us would have given anything to get our hands on one. Jennifer Strange, however, paid the ultimate price when a local radio station held a Hold Your Wii for a Wii contest in which contenders competed to drink as much water as possible without using the bathroom. Jennifer Strange was apparently determined to win. So determined, in fact, that she left work later in the day because she was suffering from terrible pain. She was never seen alive again. The cause of death was hyponatremia, which occurs when someone drinks too much water.
Number 4.
Death by cockroach body parts. Edward Archbold of West Palm Beach, Florida, was pronounced dead in 2012 after choking on cockroach bits. Archbold was participating in a 30-man strong roach-eating contest held by the Ben Siegel Reptile Store. Apparently, the insect body parts clogged his airway and he tried desperately to swallow them, but no luck. Unable to breathe, he collapsed and died.
Number 3.
Death by falling cow. A cow falling through the roof. Though it sounds like a story spun by a 4th grader, this is actually what happened to Whale Marie de Souza of Brazil. It would be a funny story if the bovine creature hadn't fallen right on the poor man, causing him to die from internal bleeding. Jael was 45, and his mother lamented losing her son to something as random as a falling cow, stating that she fought for his life as a toddler.
Number 2.
Death by horse race. When the racehorse Sweet Kiss dashed through the finish line at Belmont Park in 1923, crowds were ready to congratulate jockey Frank Hayes on his win against 20-1 odds. However, as soon as the horse and rider were off the track, it was evident that Hayes was missing something vital: a heartbeat. Evidently, Hayes suffered from a heart attack in the middle of the race, due to a combination of extreme weight loss and the excitement of the race, and perished. Sweet Kiss, though, sailed through the finish line in a shocking victory with a dead jockey on her back. As fast as she was, Sweet Kiss could never outrun the nickname Sweet Kiss of Death.
Number 1.
Death by courtroom demonstration. 1871, lawyer and former Congressman Clement Vladimir was determined to prove his case. His client, Thomas McGeehan, was accused of shooting Thomas Myers to death in the midst of a bar brawl. Vladimir, however, believed that Myers could have shot himself, and he intended to demonstrate in court how this could be done. In front of a judge and jury, he raised a gun to his head and mimicked shooting himself. But his empty gun wasn't so empty after all. He was rushed to a hotel room, mortified by his fatal mistake, and died soon after. The case was won, although the client was shot to death himself a few years later.
Check out our other videos and remember to hit the subscribe button for more videos every week.